Did you know that you could advertise on this channel? Well, you can. Call 815-290-9087 and talk to me today about advertising on our channel. We get over 3,500 hits. We also have a thriving website. We can come up with all sorts of packages for you and make things happen together. Again, that's 815-290-9087 or visit braddrake.net. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 1987 Supermod. I'm your host, Brad Drake, and this is the World Wrestling Association. Tonight, the WWA has a tour date, and we're going to be in Indianapolis, Indiana, and we're going to be at the Tyndall Armory, which is one of our home arenas. We're trying to run here every other week or so on Sundays, and it's working out pretty well so far. That is set already as our venue, so you don't have to worry about that. Let's take a look at our absent workers. And Mad Max is out for tonight. He's working for the UWF. And that's really about it. Wojo's still hurt. And Chris Carter has been given a leave of absence by us. Let's go ahead and take a look at our card for this evening. In our opener, we're going to have the Golden Lion versus Rex Bodhi. Dukes and Hamilton are going to face DeVito and Zebra Kid in a tag match. The Dream Machine will face Calypso Jim. Denny Cass is going to face, well, Mad Max isn't available anymore, so we have to put somebody else in there. You know what? Let's have him face the, well, let's take a look here. Who can we have him face? Let's go ahead and have him face Prince Mohammed. Why not? All right, so we will have Denny Cass face Prince Mohammed. Paul Christie is going to face Steve Regal in the semi-main. And in our main event, Dr. Jerry Graham Jr. and Don Kent will face Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher for the WWA World Tag Team title. Let's get to booking. All right, here we go. Golden Lion versus Rex Bodhi. And I apologize, everybody, for my delay there in reading off the card. But believe it or not, I am recording this at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I have worked 63 hours this week. And by the end of this weekend that I'm recording, I will have worked 71 hours. So my brain is a little scattered right now. I'm a little bit tired. And I have been working a ton of hours. And I'm doing the best I can on keeping up with filming the videos because you, the fans, deserve it. And I don't want to get behind. So I apologize if there's little delays like that taking place. It is 2 o'clock in the morning when I'm recording. So, all right, we have the Golden Lion versus Rex Bodhi. We know the Golden Lion is a piece of garbage, and he's on his way out here. So we're going to have Rex Bodhi go over here. And, oh yeah, we have to change the match over. That one's booked. So next we have our tag match, which is Dukes and Hamilton. And they are going to be battling DeVito and Zebra Kid. And we're going to leave this one open-ended. It doesn't matter to me who gets the win on that one. Let's get that adjusted. That's going to bother me if I don't. Sorry, I have some OCD test tendencies. All right, next we have Dream Machine versus Calypso Jim, 14 minutes. And we got to make sure to bump this one up to 12. And as we've stated before, Calypso Jim is Bobo Brazil Jr., but he wants to make it on his own name, so he works under the name of Calypso Jim. And Calypso Jim is going to get the win here. I think very highly of Calypso Jim. I thought he was a very good athlete. I thought he looked good in the ring. All right, that one is booked out. Next, we have Denny Cass versus Prince Mohammed. And again, I thought that Denny Cass was all right. I don't think too much of him. I did watch an enhancement match he did against the future Undertaker in WCW via circa 1990. Not a bad match at all. Denny Cass was fundamentally sound, but I think he just lacked charisma. One man that didn't lack charisma was Prince Muhammad, who was just a huge, massive dude that was a good brawler. And Prince Muhammad is going to get the win here, but he's going to get the win with some help from his manager. All right, so that one is booked out now. Next, we have our semi-main, which is Paul Christie versus Steve Regal. This one's going to go 18 minutes. Here's Paul Christie. Here is Steve Regal. We have some high hopes for Steve Regal here, so he is going to go over, but we're going to do it by DQ because, well, why not? Saves a little bit of face for Paul Christie, and of course, Steve Regal still gets the win. Ooh, can't do the DQ because it's still set in that wrong match. I'm glad I put that in there. I just got to remember that when I play as WWA, I got to keep that in mind. There it is, DQ finish. Oh, Paul Christie can't go that long. See if he can go 16. He can't go 16. And this is BS because Paul Christie could. Paul Christie was in good shape and was around for a very long time. All right, so our main event here is going to be Graham and Kent versus Bruiser and Crusher for the World Tag Team title. And as we know, Bruiser and Crusher have just won the title once again for the 8th time. There's Bruiser and Crusher. There's Graham and Kent right there. Auto name this one. Put the C at the end of Bruiser and Crusher. They deserve it. Let me ask a question here, and I want to know see if any of you remember. Even in their later years, were Bruiser and Crusher still called Murder Inc. like they were in the 60s? Did that stand for their whole career? Or were they eventually just stick the Bruiser and the Crusher? If you know, let me know. I got half a mind to shoot a message over to George Shire to ask him about that. He is an expert on the 60s through the 70s, AWA and WWA, and I think that would be a good question for him. In this case, I just put Bruiser and Crusher because when I watch old videos, that's all they're referred to as, but I do know that they were known as Murder Inc. at one point, so if anybody knows, let me know. All right, we're going to have the Crusher get the win here, and this one's going to be an epic, and a pair of former World Tag Team Champions here are going to lose to the current Tag Team Champions. All right, this one is booked up, 101 minutes total, and we're going to make a note to adjust Paul Christie's stamina. All right, that has been noted, and we're ready to roll here, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started. Hey, not a terrible score for two really bad wrestlers here in the opener. When Bodie takes the win over the Golden Lion, the Golden Turd, the Golden Garbage, whatever you want to call him. And I was wrong when I said that earlier. Golden Lion stuck around, so he must have stayed married to Bruiser's daughter, and he was actually the final champion of the WWA. Could you imagine that? the fact that you had the names of like all-time Hall of Fame greats like Baron von Raschke and Harley Race and the Crusher and Dick the Bruiser, all these guys were your promotion's world heavyweight champion, and at the end, you got the Golden Lion. Think about it. That's just the perfect symbolism of what was being lost. All right, we're going to keep moving along here. Next, we have, DeVito and Zebra Kid got the win over Dukes and Hamilton. So, face win, heel win. Oh, almost got hurt. Well, what are you going to do? And Calypso Jim, another face win here, gets the win over Dream Machine. 50 overall, I'll take it. Prince Mohammed gets the win. Must not have a manager because he just ended up cheating. I thought I had put a manager with them, but maybe not. Hey, isn't that odd that the best camera shot I could get for both these guys when capturing their photos was a side image? So they both got a side image? What are they looking at? Who are they looking at off to the left here? Just, hey, simple humor. Like I said, 2 a.m. baddie humor. I hope you got a chuckle out of it. All right, Regal beats Paul Christie, of course by disqualification as we planned, 59 overall, I'll take it. And Paul Christie should not be getting a 39. He was a far better wrestler than this, and he was around in the Midwest and Great Lakes for a long time. So he was good. Paul Christie was really good. So that's not quite accurate. All right, the main event gets us a 67 here. There's not much selling shown. Imagine that. Bruiser and Crusher were not known for their selling abilities. But Crusher gets the win with that Crusher Claw. Very nice. And the 8-time World Tag Team Champions defend once again here. So let's go ahead and finish up. 63 overall. That's all right. It's the end of the month. I'll take it. I don't see any reason to make a speech. We're going to go ahead and finish up the show. And we are going to have another show here on Wednesday because there's no television taping. It's the first week of June. We've already recorded a TV show. So obviously we will not run the Tyndall Arena again. We'll find something else, maybe in suburban Chicago or in Chicago perhaps. Jump up there for the event. But we'll see what happens. Let's take a look around the wrestling world here. Okay, this is where Continental leaves the NWA. You can play this if you want to. You don't have to. I usually do, and I'll go ahead and play it off screen. And we'll go with Ron. His name's driving me nuts. It's escaped me right now. Again, 2 in the morning, Ron Fuller. He owns CCW at this point. So we've added him to the game. All right, so we'll be set on that one. Let's see what our incoming's telling us. Hey, we finished 2nd out of 3 in the Great Lakes. So that's good. I'm sure the AWA probably finished 1st. And Sheik Adnan LKC likes Razor DeVito. I don't blame him. I like Razor DeVito too. I think he's good. Well, you know what? I'll go ahead and why don't I show you how this works? Some of you are new to the channel. You haven't seen this before. What did Tommy Rogers win? Oh, Tommy Rogers won the PWA light heavyweight title. Cool. Good for him. Very cool. What's the end of an era? Oh, Rockin' Wrestling is going off here. You know, I don't really remember watching that cartoon as a kid. I mean, like, very briefly I remember watching it, but I know I had the sticker book. But I didn't have any stickers for it, and that was always interesting. And I may somewhere still have that sticker book. I hope I do. But I never had any stickers for it. So it's probably one of those ones where I pestered my mom at the checkout lane at the grocery store. Ma, can I get this sticker book? Sure, but you're not getting any stickers. That's probably what happened. I don't I don't know. All right, we're going to go as Ron Fuller here. And we're going to check out The office here, alliance. External alliances. Okay, we're going to leave the NWA. And we have left the NWA. And then the titles, you know, it was more like in 1998 when they became the Continental Wrestling Federation. And then they introduced the CWF titles. We're going to do that right now just for the heck of it, and we're going to retire the other titles. This may not be completely historically accurate, but we're going to try. It makes sense. If they're leaving the NWA, why would they still continue the NWA titles? I think they did, though, just like CWA did. They weren't in the NWA anymore, but they were still carrying NWA titles. So, but we'll fix this by doing this way. No big deal. All right, so that's a primary title, yes. Primary tag title, yes. Okay, good. So this is the point now where we click on here, and then we leave the game. So now we're back to Dick the Bruiser with his WWA that he co-owned with Wilbur Snyder. I didn't know that until a little while ago. I always thought Dick the Bruiser owned it on his own, but apparently not. Apparently he owned it with Wilbur Snyder. And the game's actually set up properly like that, too. I just blew it and didn't notice. Imagine that, right? All right, this one's taking a little while to load here, but we really don't have too much else to go over. We can take a look at our roster. I'm perfectly happy with our roster size right now. I don't see any need to bring anybody else in. Everybody's pretty much always available, so it works pretty well for us. Of course, down the road here, all right, Dr. Jerry Graham's going to work for PWI. No big deal. It's not going to hurt us. AWA is doing themselves better here. So, yeah, I don't see... We'll probably change it up here in a couple months and bring in some new faces and let some people go. But for right now, I'm perfectly happy with our roster size and who we have on the roster. So I'm trying to see if anything fun or excited happened here. Doesn't look that way. Oh, WWF was trash talking the AWA. Madison Square Garden show. For some reason, Tito Santana and Rick Martel aren't being known as Strike Force. We can always go ahead and edit that. How about their live event? Bundy, Andre, and Hercules defeated Rick Martel and, oh my goodness, who is Team Pillage? Hillbilly Jim and Pedro Morales. Oh, the stupid stuff they come up with in these games. What's Crockett doing here? Rudin Fernandez over the Garvins. Fair enough. Boy, what a difference, huh? When we play the AWA save and you see how horrible those cards are. What a difference. Much better here. Much better. All right, that's going to do it for us here, everybody. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and share this video with your friends. Sharing is caring, and caring means growing on YouTube. Help us grow. Share this with your friends. Hit that like button, and make sure to hit the subscribe button. I'm sure I said both those before, but I'm saying them again because it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm a little bit slappy right now. Join us on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/1987 Supermod. You can join us in conversation all things Supermod and all things wrestling in general. It's a good group. We have a lot of fun over there. Also, if you would like version 8, go to braddrake.net, drop me a line. I'll be more than happy to send you over the link to the database and the picture pack. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And remember, patreon.com/PowerCast Network. You can get all these videos early, sometimes weeks in advance, right along with all of our other features, including This Day in Wrestling History and other such stuff as Spotlight. And we just have some really good stuff that's uploaded on there that I think you would enjoy to see. All right, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.